Marco will present us today building an effective data strategy for generative AI remains one of the most challenging aspects of realizing business value across industries. While many organizations rush to adopt Gen AI technologies, few have cracked the code on managing data requirements these systems demand. Marco will explore the hidden complexities of data strategy, moving beyond data collection to tackle real enterprise challenges. So we are waiting for Marco to give us this information about data strategy for generative AI. I think that will be a great part. I guess Marco is ready. Yeah. He's coming on our stage. Thank you so much for adjusting to the time difference.
Thank you. Am I late? No?
No. It's all fine. This stage is yours.
So, should we start or wait a few more minutes? Are you ready? You need a coffee? No? So, good morning, and first of all, I would like to thank you, the organizing committee, for inviting me. So, my name is Marco Guerriero, and I'm currently leading the team of Gen AI startups in EMEA, Europe, Middle East, Africa, for AWS. So, I will start with this interesting image that I generated using generative AI tool. Before we heard about Plato, and instead here, I would like to start with another great Greek philosopher, Aristotle, that thousands of years ago, he introduced the concept of agents. Actually, he was believing that marble statues could move and they could act as AI agents. So basically, the AI agents really, the concept of automata, as he used to call, is really has its roots back in the 300 before Christ was born, and all the way to the modern AI agents. And I think we are experiencing a tipping point, mainly due to 4 reasons. One is the availability of these specialized reasoning models. Second is the scalable cloud architecture and compute. Third is the availability of memory. And memory is a big theme, is a big hot research area these days. And fourth is also the availability of tools that can help agents solve specialized tasks or also retrieve data sources. We all heard about MCP servers these days. It's becoming the new buzzword. And looking ahead, I believe that we will enter soon what I call economic AI, where multiple agents will start to form coalitions, create new markets and new business models, and entering commercial negotiations. So at AWS, we believe that soon we will all be surrounded by billions of agents working alongside humans to augment our capabilities, accelerate innovation, and transform basically any industry. Before entering the heart of the presentation, I would like to take a moment to appreciate really the excitement about agentic AI that is really tangible, is palpable. And we are really living a new industrial revolution that will transform our life. I mean, Gartner predicts that 33% of all software applications will be powered by agentic AI by 2028. So, but all these agents need memory, context, real-time data access, and all these are powered by a modern data foundation. So I'm sure that you saw these slides before. So agentic AI, generative AI is only at the tip of the iceberg. But behind the scene, and actually under the water, there is all the main mass of ice that represents your data foundation. Now, while this image is a good one, I think it still falls short in capturing the dynamic aspect of the modern agentic AI. What do I mean by that? I mean that agents need data, but also data needs agents. So I think a better dynamic picture will be a data flywheel that will start from data collection, data ingestion, data processing, all the way to data storage. And thanks to these powerful large language models, and in general, foundational models, we will be able to generate insights, action, then we'll feed back the data source in a virtuous, cyclic way. So I really believe that this data flywheel is better positioned to capture the dynamic nature of all the agentic AI workflows. And to make this real, let's go through an example. Now, I'm sure that each of us, right, has gone through an onboarding phase when we were hired, either in academia, in public institution, in private companies. So let's suppose that we have this company that we just hired Amy, and we want to onboard Amy to the company. And we have a network of agents that will be activated as soon as the Amy, the new candidate, the new hiring will start working for this company. So the first agent will be activated is a task planning agent that will interact with structured data systems through APIs to get information from Amy's profile. And this will be important to assign tasks to Amy and start to build an onboarding plan. The second agent after the task planning agent that will be activated is the onboarding buddy agent. The onboarding buddy agent will retrieve unstructured data from internal wikis at the company using vector search to really build a curated onboarding plan, making recommendation on which internal stakeholder or colleagues Amy should connect with, and so on. But we also have an exception handling agent that will be able to cope with possible disruptions. Imagine that Amy cannot start on that specific start date, and then we need to have this real-time data flowing into the exception handling agent to be able to enable the agent to be adaptive to again, potential disruption that might arrive. That is why the real-time data streaming is another important component in designing AI systems. So now I would like to move to the next slide, where I would like to walk you through the key design considerations we need to have while building agentic AI. So I start with the statistics. So 52%, according to the last report from McKinsey, 52% of chief data officer view data foundation currently not being ready for this Gen AI, agentic AI revolution. Why is that? First of all, accuracy. You know, agentic AI will impact our business. For business leaders, it's important that the data quality is there to make accurate decisions. And not just data quality, but also working with the right data, right? So data has to be high quality, but also has to be right, and has to be properly harmonized and structured in modern data platforms. Data should be openly accessible through, for example, MCP servers, but also we need to implement robust security measures to enable a fine-grained control access. Imagine in the future, agent will access data by having their own credentials. Can we store the password of agents within their runtime code? I don't think so, right? So we need to think about, again, also rethink about the security measures to enable the adoption of agentic AI at scale. Then we also need to enable reliability. It's not enough for AI system to make good decisions. We also need to explain why the agents made these good decisions. And last but not least, people and process is a big pillar within this transformation. We are all experiencing this transformation of roles inside your organization. Data engineers evolving towards AI engineers, product designers evolving to vibe coders, and I'm sure there will be new roles emerging soon. So how in AWS are helping organizations really embrace this transformation? Is this through three vectors. The first vector is freedom to invent. Second vector is value. And third vector is trusted data for trusted AI. So when it comes to freedom to invent, this dimension, this vector, we want to enable any organizations out there to have a flexible choice in terms of tools and models to adopt. We offer, for example, when it comes to data transformation, 250 plus pre-built transformation that will be able to make your data easily consumable by fine-tuning models or fine-tuning architectures. So with this constant evolving field of AI, it's important to be on top of the game and having a flexibility to experiment with a wide choice of options out there. And for example, our main service for AI, which is Amazon Bedrock, nowadays offers the possibility to experiment with 100 plus large language models out there. When it comes specifically to data, for example, we have introduced recently S3 table. So S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. It's our main workhorse for building data lakes. And recently, specifically in July at AWS Summit in New York, we announced S3 tables, which means that now S3 as a service includes built-in support for storing and querying vectors at massive scales. And this will be extremely helpful for RAG applications at scale. When it comes to database, in addition to features like single-digit millisecond latency, instant scale, we are also now equipping super performant database to work with agents, AI agents, specifically for MCP server integration and also for, as I said before, fine-grained access control tied to AI agents. Streaming is also important as we want to make AI agents adaptive and in real time, whether we are talking about monitoring IoT devices or incorporating real-time customer feedback. We want to make sure that all these streaming services like Amazon Kinesis or Amazon MSK managed service for Kafka, want to make them easily integrated with all the downstream AI agents. And as I said before, we also have like a lot of low-code, no-code ETL, extract, transform, and load services, pre-built data transformation that will make data easily consumable and integrated within for example, fine-tuning platform downstream that will be able to specialize your own intelligence with your own data. When it comes to clear business outcomes that we were able to achieve with our customers, I would like to share with you this interesting use case with Formula One, where through the use of S3, Amazon EBS, and Lustre FSX, we're able to reduce the resolution time by 86%. What do I mean by that? So typically, during every race, there are some connectivity issues due to some API bugs or errors, and we need to engage with the engineers of Formula One to troubleshoot the problem, and typically this process takes up to 4 or 5 days. By enabling AI agents to find the root cause of the problem, we were able now to save time, and instead of 3 or 4 days, now in 20 minutes, the engineers from Formula One are able to identify and correct the issue. And this means that the same engineers can now focus, instead of troubleshooting, they can focus on enhancing the experience of fans. Another interesting use case is with Adobe. Adobe is a leader in creative software, and Adobe built in just 9 months, thanks to our data services like S3 tables, for example, was able to, in 9 months, to build their own foundational models. They are called Firefly, that they now power features like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Express. I mentioned before, so this is a second vector. The second dimension is the AI starts with trust. And across these 3 sub-components, security and privacy, reliable and accurate outputs, and innovate responsible, I would like to focus the attention on Amazon Bedrock Guardrails, which is a feature within Amazon Bedrock that, for example, helps you to verify mathematically your factual content that your generative AI is generating for you. And I think later we will also hear about symbolic AI. And so automated reasoning within Amazon Bedrock Guardrails is really rooted in this symbolic AI that can help you reduce hallucination, and by adopting, let's say, symbolic AI, which was very popular like 30, 40 years ago, and now is back to the game. The last vector is return of investment and value realization. We want to make sure that you can innovate at scale, maximize your value, but still being compliant with your cost constraints. These days, we all see like startups, like for example, like Lovable in Sweden, reaching out to 100 million ARR in less than 8 months. But the unit of economics for generative AI is not there yet, right? So I think there is these days a big focus on controlling the cost, and while still unleashing innovation at scale with the maximum business value. But again, it's also important to pay attention to cost, because in this way, I mean, you will be able to have a sustainable growth. In terms of price performance, I would like to share with you this interesting use case with Canva, where we use S3 intelligent tiering. What does it mean? S3 intelligent tiering automatically adjusts storage based on the access patterns. And in this way, this company, Canva, was able to save 3.6 million annually. So going back to paying attention to the cost, in this case, the company, Canva, came to us not really to invent or innovate at scale, but they came to us asking for help on how to reduce their global cost at scale. And for example, by adopting Amazon S3 intelligent tiering, we were able to help the customer. Now, towards the end of my presentation, I would like to share some interesting insights on what we also need to embrace this agentic AI transformation. We really believe at Amazon that technology is not enough. We should never forget, I think, the law of Conway that says that organizations design systems that mirrors their communication structure. What does it mean? If we want our data not sitting in silos, but we want to have a data democratization strategy adopted at a scale, we also need to have no boundaries between different departments. So we should blur these boundaries. And at Amazon Pharmacy, we did exactly that. So we started with 3 different teams: an engineering team, a science team, and a business teams. They were all operating in silos. Then we also introduced AI agents within each team. And then we say, hey, now we need to completely forget about this legacy system and reshuffle all the teams and building these cross multidisciplinary teams to brainstorm application and to deliver new workloads at scale. So the message here for all of you is, don't just adopt technology, also change the way you work. And data democratization should be your North Star in order to really unleash all the magic from data. So all in all, to summarize how in AWS we help organizations to build a data strategy, build GenAI use cases, and eventually scale them through our partners. So we have like a data strategy at AWS that they are ex-chief data officer from a large enterprise that can help you execute your data strategy. Then we have the Generative AI Innovation Center that I'm proud to be part of, that can help you jumpstart with some tangible, business-driven GenAI use cases. That once they reach, let's say, an MVP stage, then you will need your partner, actually our partners or your partners, to scale them in production. So if you want to learn more about AWS Generative AI Innovation Center, here is a QR code. And with that, I thank you for your time, participation, and I'm super happy to answer any question you might have.
Thank you. Is there any questions to our presenter? Oh, yeah, there are some.
Thank you so much for the great presentation. I'd love to know a little bit more about the Amazon Pharmacy example with the multidisciplinary teams. I love this model. Can you explain a little bit more about the implementation of that? Were they put together for like a hackathon period or for multiple months, or was this the whole program? I don't know if you can share any more details there, because I love that.
Thanks for the question. It's a great question. So this model is still evolving. You know, at Amazon, we have this concept we call 2 pizza team. Why 2 pizza? Because we believe that to have an impact, you need to have a small team that can be fed with 2 pizza. Now it's interesting because we have a new topping on the pizza, which is the AI agents. So we are now experimenting with also working with the AI agents. But specifically to your question, we started with like a dedicated hackathon, or build-a-thon, as we call it, to build some proof of concept, working in a squad mode, where the squad is really a fluid team made of different perspectives. For example, I really like also your presentation where you were mentioning about red teaming, right? Red teaming also should be composed of different profiles with different background, different culture. And so basically we started with a build-a-thon, where we build some minimum viable products. And then we also let the natural passion and inclination from the participants to emerge. So we also don't want to force too much. So basically the only constraint is we cannot have teams working in silos. That is the only constraints we have. But happy to discuss also offline.
Thank you.
I think there is one. Ah. So they want to use, first of all, thank you for your question. So you are asking, let me see if I correctly understood your question. Are you referring to the case where company want to build specialized models based on the proprietary data, or they want to, for example, just use RAG-based techniques like for augmenting or for specializing the general intelligence from large language models like ChatGPT? In which bucket?
The case where you want to benefit from the intelligence of large language models.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
usual suspects basically available, but you want to learn from the proprietary company data.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I will work backwards from the use case and the need, because that will also steer the decision towards, do I need to fine-tune model and build a new model starting from the usual suspect, or I can just use a RAG-based solution. After that, that will be already in my decision tree, will be already an important decision to make, right? If, let's assume that we go and we decided we go ahead with the fine-tuning, then it's a completely different game, because for fine-tuning, I need an adaptive platform that will be able to fine-tune models for you as new data comes, and also as a new models from the usual suspect arrive. Every few months there is Anthropic or Meta that launch new large language models. So happy to dive deep more with you offline, but I think in terms of data flywheel, I think it's important not to think like we always have done in the past, where you have like your data warehouse, your data lakes, and then you have your machine learning or data science team building machine learning models using, I don't know, SageMaker from Amazon, or Vertex, or Databricks, or Snowflake. I think going back to the cross multidisciplinary teams, I don't see this separation these days like I used to see like 6 years ago. Now I see having a single platform, right, that will power this flywheel. So I also see a different trend in how data are stored. Before, data were stored for example, in big data warehouse systems for analytics task. Now data is stored for generative AI and agentic AI to consume it, right? So, I think we are going to experience a new way of working with data. We are already touching with our hands, but I think I also believe that I don't believe in all data should be unstructured, right? And the LLM will figure it out. No, I think we still need to structure some data because otherwise the complexity will just explode. So I don't know if I answered your question, but it's a tough question to answer.
Thank you. Any more questions? I don't see any. So I think that we are heading towards a coffee break, which is still 11:45. So welcoming you to the second session of our presentations. Once again, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very fruitful. Thank you.